Hello, everyone. I am so excited today. In other words, I am in seventh heaven. And you know the reason? Because it is the day that we have been waiting for, and the day has finally arrived. I've been promising my student that I'm gonna start this lessons and series, which would help most of them to review their lessons after they have classes with me. And I've been preparing this for some time, and this is the time. Now, the goal of this channel is basically to help you to able to understand and from A to Z of IELTS. You will know all the intestines and the tentacles of IELTS, that even when you're sleeping and somebody wakes you up and asks you about IELTS, you'll be able to answer them. So we have a lot of things to unpack. So, when it comes to IELTS, there are so many theories, a lot of things around, and I know that because of that, most of you are completely at the sea. In other words, you are very confused because you've been trying to get your desired score, but all your effort proved futile. But don't worry, you are at the right place at the right time. Now, today's lesson, we will focus on just an introduction of IELTS. So at the end of the lessons, we should be able to understand what IELTS is, what are the type of IELTS, what are the modules, submodules, and also who need IELTS, and what IELTS I should take. So just stay tuned because we have so much to talk about today. Now, let's begin. What is IELTS? IELTS is an acronym which stands for International English Language Testing System. It is designed to assess the language ability of candidates who need to study or work where English is the language of communication. In other words, IELTS is an English test. So in my opinion, I think it is one of the top or the biggest of all the English exams because of the needs. So if, for instance, you like to go to UK, New Zealand, or all these English-speaking countries, they demand IELTS. So I said that IELTS is recognized by universities, employers in many countries, including Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the UK, and the US. It is also recognized by professional bodies, immigration authorities, and other government agencies. So you can really see here that IELTS is really, really important. It's very, very pertinent. The question that most people ask, should I take academic or general IELTS training? The academic module is an ideal if you want to study at undergraduate or postgraduate level or for professional registration. I have a lot of students who wants to study in a master's degree or even graduate in all these English-speaking countries, and I have other students who are nurses and doctors who need a professional registration. So these people, most of these students or candidates, they take academic module. Now, on the other side of the coin, the general training module is normally taken by those who want to migrate to an English-speaking country or study at below degree level. But if you really want to be sure or you are still completely at the sea, I would advise you to contact the institution to check for them to be really crystal clear to you what type of training you need. because these exams cost arm and the leg. So you don't really want to just throw money away just like that. Okay. Now, there are 4 subtests that we will cover these in very details, which include reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So with the reading and writing, both academic and general module has a different focus. As I said, we're gonna cover all of them. Now, one thing that you should put at the back of your coconut, or should also think about, is the IELTS. If you fail one sub modules, you have to take all of them again. So you cannot just say, maybe let's say you have a 3, 9, 9, 9, 9, and the other one you have, let's say 5. You have to take everything. And also, one thing you should also have in your mind is, before you take the test, you have to ask the institution what score are they looking for. Because me personally, I believe in goals. If you have a goal, it is easier to work towards that, rather than just to say, I need a high score. A high score would depend on what your institution is requesting. To illustrate, some institutions will require just 6.5. All of them should be 6.5. In that case, if somebody get 9, and that is what their institution requires, I believe you have achieved your goal. So that's why it's very pertinent for you to request or ask what score are they looking for. This will be very helpful. So you should really ask. Now, here is the IELTS at glance. So with the listening, you have 4 sessions, 40 items, 30 minutes, which is, and then we have the reading, general and academic module. We have 3 sections, 40 items, and 60 minutes. And then we have the writing. The writing, you have also 2 tasks. The first task, which is 150 words, and the second is 250 words. So if you're writing academic, you need to write 150 words, which is report writing. And then the general IELTS, you are going to write a letter. It could be formal, semi-formal, or informal or letter. And then speaking, both academic and general module, you're going to have a speaking, which is usually 11 to 14 minutes. So the whole test will be like 2 hours 45 minutes in total. So let's have a look at each subtest. So the first is about listening. The IELTS listening test lasts for about 30 minutes. It consists of 4 sessions, play on a cassette tape in order of increasing difficulty. Each section might be a dialogue or a monologue. The test is played once only, and the question for each session must be answered while listening, although time is given for a student to check their answers. Now, IELTS reading test lasts for 60 minutes. Students are given an academic reading test or general training reading test. Now, both tests consist of 3 sections, and in both tests, the sections are in order of increasing difficulties, which means when you start, it's very easy. As you go on, you progress, it becomes a little bit tougher. Don't be scared. We will cover a lot of things here. In IELTS writing, which most students struggles, and the test, it lasts for 60 minutes. Again, the students take either an academic module or the general training module. The students must perform 2 writing tasks, which requires different styles of writing. Now, there is no choice of questions. You're going to write, if you are taking academic module, you write a report at your task 1, and then on the general training, you write letters as task 1. But the essay is going to be the same thing. Okay, so the last, which is the speaking test, consists of one-to-one interview with a special trained examiner. The interview is recorded and has 3 separate parts, where we have part 1 and 2 and 3. It's also an introduction, an interview, the individual long term, where the candidate speaks for 1 or 2 minutes a particular topic, and also two-way discussion thematically linked to individual long term. Now, this interview, as I said earlier, will last for approximately 11 to 14 minutes. So with this, we are going to go into details of each sections, and we will give you the best trick and techniques to able to get the best result. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you again in our next session. Bye.